storytelling is something that has changed my life. From narrating stories to my friends to sharing them with millions, it has taken me very far, very quick. From starting to write an epic fantasy novel 5 years ago after binge watching Game of Thrones, to viral stories, to best selling novels, to thousands of followers online, to TEDx talk, the journey has been like a dream. The nationwide lockdown brought me some much needed time to focus on my passion project. I finally started working on my third novel, a dystopian thriller. In some 60 days of writing daily, I had written almost 75,000 words. 75,000 words. Just two chapters remained, and that would have been the end of my third novel. Unfortunately, I made the stupidest mistake of my life. My max memory was almost up, so I decided to transfer my YouTube videos and docs to an external hard drive, which included the new novel. But then I couldn't find it either on the hard disk or on my laptop. I lost my novel. 60 days of hard work just gone within seconds. I tried every trick under the hat. I contacted my friends. I tried to recover the files, ran some softwares, but it was nowhere to be found, whether on the hard disk or on my computer. Almost 8 chapters just gone. I kept up my smile and ignored the pain. I continued posting on Insta, writing on Quora, making YouTube videos. But a few days later, when I started writing it all over again, I broke down. I was already going through some stuff, and this was the final nail in the coffin. And I did not know what to do. I won't lie to you. I was scared. I was angry at myself, and I was just lost. That is when I decided that I needed to do something to channel all the angst, all the rage, all the confusions, the fears, everything, and put it into some new project, because I just could not come up with writing the same novel again. So I was already writing a movie script before, but it was going nowhere. But I had certain other ideas, and I decided, you know what, just give it a try and write a movie script. I observed what my family liked, what kind of movies my mom loved watching, and I immediately knew what I had to write. Ayushmann Khurrana is my mom's favorite actor, and his choice of movies are really good with a solid script backing it. You know, light-hearted comedy set in small town addressing a particular issue, funny. It leaves you satisfied when you walk out of the door. I knew the kind of movie I wanted to write. Now I just had to sit and write it down. The first step was to stay away from social media. I would browse Quora once in a while, and that was it. No more social media. I completely stopped opening my Instagram until it was really necessary to share something or to reply to a DM. I also knew that I had to move in with a strategy. So I knew that whatever I was writing, I had to write it nicely. It has to look good, at least to me, and I had to take my own time. So I decided to try and complete writing a movie script in just 20-21 days. The thing with me is I'm good at storytelling. I'm good at thinking up stuff right at a drop of a hat. I'm very fast at writing dialogues. What I need to work upon was characterization. So that is where I put my initial emphasis on. I had the basic idea of the story in my head. I knew the beginning and the middle and roughly the end. That's all that I needed to start. Before I write a novel, I always write a 4 or 5 page prologue to set the mood, the tone of the story, and see if I really want to write it further. That is why the beginning, especially the first 3 scenes of my movie, were important. And the first 2 days, I wrote stuff which I didn't like and scrapped it right away. It was on the third day that I woke up at 3:30 in the morning, opened my laptop, and just started writing. By the time I was done in the morning, I had written some 16 pages, and those scenes which I crafted that morning, they were pretty perfect, they were appealing to me, and they kind of set the tone for the entire script. I knew the characters I wanted, and then I left the script to crack my characters first. Took a few hours, but I was done very soon. By this time, I had got back my energy, and the heartbreak of the lost novel was almost gone. Now, it was time for fun. The first week, I didn't care about anything. What was the news? What was happening on social media? Who was posting what? Nothing. I just wrote, slept, ate, worked out, and wrote some more. Minimizing my screen time helped me focus tremendously, even if it meant no more PUBG or stalking people online. I was filling pages very quickly and I wasn't writing anything which I felt sucked. That is all I needed. At the end of the week 1, I had completed writing my first act, and that's when I made this. So 1 week after I started writing my first script, and I'm done with the very first act, which is like 1/3 of your script. I would say in a way better than writing a novel because it takes very less time to just you don't have to describe things. You don't need to get a lot into exposition straight away. You don't need to describe a house which the hero is entering. You can just say he's entering the house and you cut to the dialogue straight away. So of course it's a lot quicker, and once you get in the zone, there are less blocks, I would say. So after writing for some 10-11 days, I knew that that stage was approaching when I could just have been burnt out. So I took a day out. I did not write for that day, and me and my brothers, we found this unheard trekking site near our hometown. No person in sight, no one around. It was just beautiful, and it kind of provided that much needed relief, that much needed break, the breather that I wanted. It was just fun. I made this routine to keep myself inspired that every morning before I started writing, I would watch certain screenwriting videos on YouTube and they would just keep me pumped up throughout the day. Also, I watched a lot of movies on loop, movies whose themes I was inspired from or whose characters or dialogues I was inspired from. So I watched Bareli Burfi on a loop, I watched Whiplash, I watched Tumbar. Over the course of the next 10-12 days, there was not a single instance when I felt burnt out. It went on smoothly. Finally, on the 21st day, this happened. My process was pretty straightforward. I've been writing rigorously for the past 5 years, so that writing discipline is seeped in. I started by outlining certain high points and I traced my journey. I did not think very deeply as to what each scene is going to be. I like to move along with the flow, thinking just 2 steps ahead to keep a track of your story, at the same time keeping that ingenuity, that curiousness, that suspense going on. The second thing is that there were certain things that I missed that I realized later on. So if I would be at the beginning of the third act and I would think something really crazy, really good, and I would realize that I missed setting it up in the first act. So this is the first draft anyway. When I'll be working on the rewrites, I can easily go and put those setups and payoffs along the way. Another thing is that I followed the classic 3-act structure. Act 1, the setting up. Act 2, the confrontation. Act 3, solving everything out and just ending your movie. This structure really helps. I use it sometimes in my novels, and with novels it's different, but when you're writing a film script, you need to complete it in 100-120 pages. It really helps you to boil everything down and segment everything, blocking things according to sections as to how much you are supposed to write for particular kind of scenes and sequences. In the end, I figured I needed these 21 days to pour out all my angst, all my fears, all my creativity, and all of the fire that is burning inside into this movie script. And the result is something truly spectacular.